to spot in your first investment property. Buying your first investment property is exciting, but also dangerous. Why? Because one wrong move can turn your dream investment into a financial nightmare. And here's the truth. Most beginners don't lose money because they're lazy. They lose money because they miss the warning signs. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 red flags every new investor must learn to spot before signing that contract. Stick with me, because red flag number 5 is the sneakiest and has wiped out more investors than you'd believe. Welcome back to Prime Property Insights, where we teach you how to invest in real estate with confidence and avoid costly mistakes. If you're serious about building wealth through property, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in our next video, I'll show you how to find properties that actually cash flow from day one. Red flag number 1 is the most obvious, yet most ignored: location. Everyone has heard location, 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 but most new investors only think about how pretty the street looks. That's a mistake. A property in a bad location can eat your returns alive. High crime rates mean constant tenant turnover. Poor schools mean families won't stay along. And limited job opportunities mean rents can stagnate or even drop. Real life example. I once spoke with a first-time investor who bought a property in Detroit because it was cheap. The rent looked good on paper, but within months, tenants stopped paying, vandalism became an issue, and maintenance costs skyrocketed. On paper, it was a deal. In reality, it was a trap. What to do instead? Check crime maps before investing. Look at school ratings. Families drive stable rentals. Research job growth in the area. Ask, would I feel safe walking here at night? Let me ask you, would you buy a cheap house in a high crime area if the rent seemed great on paper? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious how many risk takers we've got here. Red flag number 2, hidden repairs. That affordable fixer-upper might look like a bargain, but surprise repairs can wipe out your profits faster than anything. Imagine you buy a $200,000 property. You're excited because rent covers your mortgage, until you discover the roof needs replacing. That's $15,000 gone. Then the plumbing leaks, another $8,000. Suddenly, that great deal is underwater. This is why professional investors never skip inspections. They bring in contractors, check the foundation, roof, electrical, and plumbing before closing. What to do instead? Always budget 10 to 15% of purchase price for repairs. Hire independent inspectors, not just the sellers. Walk the property twice, once in daylight, once in the evening. Would you rather buy a brand new property with low cash flow, or an older property with higher cash flow but higher repairs? Let's debate in the comments. Red flag number 3 is a trap that catches beginners all the time: overpromised ROI. If someone guarantees you crazy high returns, run. Real estate is profitable, yes, but it's not magic. Listen to these carefully. An investor in Phoenix bought a rental property after the seller promised a 15% cash-on-cash return. On paper, it looked incredible, but the numbers were based on 100% occupancy and zero maintenance. Reality? Tenants left after 6 months, repairs kicked in, and the actual return was just 3%. What to do instead? Run your own numbers. Use conservative estimates: vacancy, maintenance, management. If a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Be honest. Have you ever fallen for an overhyped promise? Or maybe seen those crazy real estate ads on Instagram? Share your thoughts below in the comments. Red flag number 4, tenant problems. Your tenants are your income stream. But if you don't screen properly, your cash flow could turn into a cash drain. Story. A landlord in Texas rented to the first applicant without background checks. Within months, rent was late, the property was trashed, and eviction took almost a year, costing over $12,000. What to do instead? Always run credit, income, and rental history checks. Use property managers if you're not experienced. Never let desperation for quick rent cloud your judgment. Would you ever manage tenants yourself, or would you hire a property manager? Let me know in the comments. I want to see where you stand. Finally, red flag number 5, financing traps. The wrong loan can kill your investment before it starts. Adjustable rate mortgages, balloon payments, or hidden fees can turn a property from profitable to poisonous overnight. An investor bought a duplex with an interest-only loan. At first, the payments were low. But after 5 years, the loan reset, and payments doubled. The property no longer cash flowed, and they had to sell at a loss. Compare multiple lenders. Avoid loans you don't fully understand. If the deal only works with creative financing and zero cushion, walk away. If I may ask, would you rather save longer for a safe loan or take a risk with creative financing to get started quicker? Comment below. So there you have it, the 5 biggest red flags to spot in your first investment property. Remember, bad location, hidden repairs, over-promised ROI, tenant issues, and financing traps. Spot these early, and you'll save yourself from losing thousands. Now here's the exciting part. In our next video, I'll reveal the 5 easiest types of properties for beginners to start investing in. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you found